Hello, it's another week. And this week you're going to be looking for the market analysis for the coming week, which is going to begin on the 15th of July and going to end on 19th of July. So this week we're going to start with the first pair, which is ZAUUSD. And ZAUUSD for this coming week we are focusing on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because the market has failed to break the neck of the double tops, which we anticipated last week. So we're anticipating that price continue moving up, and this week we are focusing for the market to break this support or resistance. So when the market open, we can take our entry since there is a minor support or resistance which has already been retested, and also when the market succeeded to break this support or resistance, we can take another buy order so that you can continue moving up with it till the week ends. So, and if that is a high probability direction, but also the market can decide to form triple tops, which this is the first, this is the second, then it's going to form the third. After the break, it will retest this point. Then if it succeeded to break down, then we wait for the market to retest this point, and this point is when we'll be selling it. And then we wait to take another entry after the break of the neck. Then our targeted point will be around this area. But high probability for the coming week in ZAUUSD, it's going to be bullish. Another pair which you're going to be focusing for the coming week, apart from ZAUUSD, is CADCHF. And on CADCHF, we're going to be looking on the bearish direction. When you go back to daily, we can see the way the market has respected our trend line. Very successful. Last week it respected it very well, very well. So what are we anticipating for this coming week? The market will drop down toward the bearish direction, and the reason behind is because of the broken of the trend and also clear formation of the double tops. So we will be waiting for our entry. If the market breaks this neck and retests it, our targeted area is this green zone. Another pair which you're going to be focusing apart from CADCHF for the coming week, it's EURs JPY. In EURs JPY, we're going to be looking for the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because of clear head and shoulder pattern formation. Because we have the first shoulder, this is the head, and this is the second shoulder, of which in the second shoulder the market has come back to touch our trend line for the third time. Now we're anticipating that price will continue moving up toward that area. So where will we get our entry? When the market open, we can take our entry because it is at the support and resistance, and we can take another entry after the break and retest of this support or resistance. This is EURs JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which we're going to be focusing on for the coming week is CHF JPY. And on CHF JPY, we're going to be having a bearish direction, and the reason behind is because of the broken support and resistance which has been retested very clearly. So we're anticipating that price will continue dropping. As you can see, or we can focus, we can see like a flag formation pattern which can be observed at this point here. There is a flag formation pattern. So we're anticipating that price will continue dropping toward this area. So where will we be getting our entry after the break and retest of this trend line is when we take our entry toward this area. If it succeeded to break this down trend line, this uptrend, we also take another entry toward this as our targeted area. This is CHF JPY. Another pair which you're going to be focusing for the coming week is EURs JPY. And for EURs JPY, we're going to be looking for the bullish direction, but we'll wait for the market to come back toward this support or resistance, and we're anticipating it will come back and touch this trend line of ours. Then from there, we'll be looking for a bullish direction entry toward that area. And the reason behind is because of the double bottoms, which at now it's like forming triple bottoms. Yep. Another pair, this is EURs JPY, and it's H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing for the coming week is GBP JPY, and on GBP JPY we're going to be focusing on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because of the broken trend line, and it has been retested, and it is on the retest. So we're anticipating that the market is forming the second shoulder as this. When we focus on the small time frame, or when you look very clearly, we can see like a head, and this is the second shoulder formation. So we're anticipating price to pull up. This is GBP JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on is NZD JPY, and for NZD JPY we're going to be focusing on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because of clear formation of the second shoulder of the double of the head and shoulder. This as the first shoulder, this as the second shoulder, and also it has touched this trend line here. So we're anticipating that price will continue moving up, and the reason behind for it to continue moving up is because of the continuation pattern formation, which is a triangle, and it has been broken and retested. So we're anticipating price will continue moving up toward that area, where we will be getting our entry. When the market tries to touch back again this uptrend, we look for entry for buying, and if it succeeded to break this trend line here, we wait for a retest on this support or resistance or trend line, then we take our entry toward that area. This is NZD JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing for the coming week is USD JPY, and on USD JPY we're going to be looking for a temporary bearish direction, and the reason behind is because of clear double tops which going to direct us toward this area. So we're going to be selling this when the market opens, and when we go to smaller time frame like H1, let us move to H1 so that you can see what I'm trying to talk about. It is for the first time which I'm going to the smaller time frame. We'll wait for a pullback toward this area, then from there we get our entry toward this area. Then from there, at this point, we'll be looking for a bullish direction for a long-term buy. This is USD JPY, and this is H1 time frame. And when we go back to H4, this is the view. So we're anticipating that it's coming to form the double bottoms, as the head and shoulder pattern was clear, but it seems it is not respected. So we're anticipating it's coming back to form double bottoms, so that it can continue going up. So our first entry for buying will be at this point, and when it succeeds to break this trend line, wait for a retest. Then from there we will go toward that area. This is USD JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on is CAD JPY. And on CAD JPY, when we look at this, we had a long-term downtrend which was respected for a long time. So the market succeeded to break and retest. Now it's forming like a double tops, but it is like a it's like consolidation and not double tops. It is just making a consolidation, but it can go down. But when it goes down, it will reach toward this trend line here, and then from there it will pull back going up. So for the coming week, our first entry, we'll be looking at it when price breaks this support or resistance, then retest is when we're going to be buying. For the coming week, this is CAD JPY. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on for the coming week, it's Euro AUD. And on Euro AUD, we're going to be selling it as the clear pattern of head and shoulder. That is the first shoulder. This is the head, and this is the second shoulder has been observed. So we're anticipating that price will break the neck and retest, and from there it's move toward this area. So where do we get our entry? Our first entry, when market succeeds to break this support or resistance and retest it very well, we get our entry, and then it succeeds to break this trend line or support or resistance and retest to get our entry, and our targeted area is that one. That is Euro AUD, and that is H4 time frame. Another pair which we're going to be focusing on is Euro USD. And on Euro USD, when we go back to data, we can see a clear pattern of head and shoulder, reversal head and shoulder, I mean. Sorry, I'm trying to draw a good pattern. Sorry. Okay, I think you can see it. Let me draw it so that you can see it. This is the first shoulder. This was the head formation. This is the second shoulder. Now it is on the second shoulder side. Now we're anticipating it will go up, break and retest, then continue moving up. And the reason behind for it to continue moving up is because of the wedge pattern. This is Euro USD and this is the time frame. When you go back to H4, so that you can see where do we get our entries. When you go back to H4, when the market open, somebody can take an entry at this area because it has broken and retested this broken support or resistance. And also we can wait for a second entry after the break and retest of this support or resistance. Yep, this is Euro USD and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on is Euro CAD. Sorry, it's Euro CAD. And on Euro CAD for the coming week, we're going to be having a bullish direction. We go back to daily. Let's see on daily. There is like there is like a wedge pattern formation. This pair is very challenging, but I'm deciding for the next week to go bullish because of the certain reasons. There is a wedge pattern of which it has come back to touch the downtrend, the trend which is on the downside. So we're anticipating that price will continue consolidating in this trend. So at this time it is the right time for it to go up. It's the right time for it to go up toward that area. But when we look again to the chart in the past, we can see there is an uptrend. When I zoom it, it has been broken and retested very well. So we're anticipating that price will continue moving up. But for the coming week, the decision which I'm taking is to go long on this pair. I will be taking long on this pair. And the targeted area is this point here, the green zone. And the reason behind is because I've decided to trade the wedge side. The wedge side. I think the wedge side is the one which is good and focusing. So for the coming week, I'll be buying this pair. And for those who do need to take an entry, you can take your entry directly when the market opens because of the clear double bottoms. And also you can wait a break and retest from this point. That will be your second entry, or you can wait for a break and retest of this point. That will be a third entry, then break and retest of this point, then we get toward our target. This is Euro CAD and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on is Euro JPYs. On Euro JPYs for the coming week, you're going to be looking for the bearish direction. This is H4 time frame, and the reason behind is because of the trend. Let me keep it clearly. Of this trend here, which haven't been broken yet. So we are waiting for the market to first make a pullback. For those scalpers, after the pullback, you can take your entry on this area because of the triple tops. Then you can have your target toward this area. That is the first direction. But for we swingers, we'll be waiting for a break and retest of this trend line here. Then from there we'll be taking a very long downtrend, or we wait for second retest on this point, then we'll be taking a long downtrend. Let us look on the daily so that you can see the target. The target is on this green zone. Yeah, it's on this green zone. I think you can see it. Another pair which you're going to be focusing apart from Euro JPY is Euro GBP. On Euro GBP, when you look at daily, there is a good first touch. There is good first touch, second touch, and now we are on the third touch. And when we look to the way market has reacted at this area, it seems that it will continue going down. And the reason behind it, when you go back to H4, we can see a clear first first shoulder, and this was the head pattern formation. So we anticipate it to come back, then go back to retest, so that you can continue moving down toward that area. So for the coming week on Euro GBP, we'll be focusing on selling this pair. Another pair which you're going to be focusing, this here is the last pair, Euro GBP, on the analysis. For those who need mentorship, training, account management, and signal service, all services are still available. For those who need advice or consultancy, free advice on the business, as the things sometimes get tougher. If you need like consultancy, advice, or counseling on the market, you can consult me. Happy paper chasing week, traders.